Have you ever wondered why sometimes the things we desperately wish for seem to take an eternity to come to fruition? It's a question that echoes in the silent corners of our minds, often leaving us pondering in the quiet hours of the night. In the grand tapestry of life, waiting and patience are threads that weave together the narrative of our existence. They are not just virtues, but also spiritual disciplines that shape our character, test our faith, and refine our spirits. Waiting is a journey, a pilgrimage towards our deepest desires and aspirations. It's a voyage that takes us through the vast seas of uncertainty, through the stormy weathers of doubt, and across the tranquil waters of hope. Yet, this journey is riddled with paradoxes. On one hand, waiting can be a test of endurance. It can be frustrating, even agonizing, as the sands of time seem to trickle ever so slowly. Each passing moment can feel like a century, and every tick of the clock can sound like an echoing gong, reminding us of our unfulfilled dreams and unanswered prayers. On the other hand, waiting can also be a gift. It can be a time of growth, a period of self-discovery and transformation. It can be a chrysalis stage, where we cocoon ourselves away from the hustle and bustle of the world, only to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Waiting can teach us patience, humility, and the art of surrendering to a higher power. This is the paradox of waiting, a paradox as old as time itself. It can be both a challenge and a blessing, a trial and a reward. It can be a crucible that melts us down only to forge us anew in the fires of patience and faith. So why does the divine make us wait? Let's delve into some verses and insights that might shed light on this. As we embark on this journey of exploration, let us remember that waiting is not merely an act of passive resignation, but an active engagement with the deepest mysteries of life and faith. In the realm of spirituality, patience is not just a virtue, but a divine command. The Bible, a cornerstone of Christian faith, is filled with verses that underscore the importance of patience and the significance of waiting. Consider Lamentations 3, verse 25, where it is written, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him." This verse is a beautiful reminder that waiting in the spiritual sense is not about idly sitting by, but about actively seeking, hoping, and trusting in the divine timing of God. Let's also reflect on Psalm 27, verse 14, which reads, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord." Here, the psalmist urges us to not only wait, but also to be strong and courageous while doing so. This verse suggests that waiting is not a sign of weakness or inactivity, but a demonstration of strength, courage, and faith. In the New Testament, we find another powerful verse in Romans 8, verse 25. "But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience." This verse speaks to the heart of what it means to wait on God. It means to hope with patience, even when we cannot see the outcome. It's about trusting the unseen and believing in the divine plan, even when it's not yet visible to our mortal eyes. And finally, let's ponder on James 5, verse 7. "Be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it, until it receives the early and the late rains." This verse beautifully ties patience to the natural world, reminding us that just as the farmer waits for the right season to reap the fruits, we too must patiently wait for God's perfect timing. These verses teach us that waiting is not a passive act, but an active trust in the divine's timing. Across cultures and times, the wisdom of waiting has been echoed by many. These are not just words, but pearls of wisdom that have been passed down to us. Let's delve into some of these profound quotes that shine a light on the virtue of patience and the art of waiting. Joyce Meyer, a renowned Christian author and speaker, once said, "Patience is not simply the ability to wait, it's how we behave while we're waiting." These words resonate with the essence of waiting as a spiritual practice. It's not just about waiting, it's about maintaining grace, composure, and faith during the wait. It's about cultivating a serene heart and a tranquil mind that trusts in the divine timing. And here's another gem from the great philosopher Aristotle, who stated, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." Yes, waiting can be challenging, it can be bitter, and it can test us in ways we never thought possible. But the rewards that come from it, the sweet fruits of patience, make all the bitterness worthwhile. It's a testament to the transformative power of waiting, the opportunities it brings for growth, and the sweet joy of fulfillment that comes in its wake. Now let's turn to the words of Paulo Coelho, a man who has inspired millions with his writings. He said, "Waiting is painful, forgetting is painful, but not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering." This quote speaks to the agony of uncertainty, the struggle of not knowing what lies ahead. But it also hints at the power of waiting, the strength it gives us to endure the unknown, and the faith it instills in us to believe in what's to come. And finally, the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "The time is always right to do what is right." This quote, while not explicitly about waiting, speaks to the importance of divine timing, of understanding that there is a right time for everything, and sometimes we must wait for that time to arrive. Indeed, waiting is an art, a test of faith, and a journey of personal growth. So, what can we glean from this exploration into the realm of divine waiting? As we journey through the winding paths of patience, we encounter the profound wisdom of waiting. The paradox of waiting, as we've seen, is a compelling testament to the strength of faith, teaching us that sometimes the most profound answers come in periods of silence. From the biblical verses, we understand that waiting is not just an act of passive resignation, but a dynamic journey of self-growth, a testament of our faith. It's an active trust in the divine's timing, a divine command even. Famous quotes on waiting further reinforce this wisdom. They remind us that waiting is a time for growth, for self-discovery, and for finding strength in vulnerability. In the end, perhaps the real question is not, why does God make us wait, but what can we learn while we wait? It is in this waiting that we find wisdom, strength, and ultimately our true selves. Love. Hopeful hearts.